Welcome, Leo, to your love reading for November of 2018. So, let's look into your energy. So, the beginning of the month. So, what might you be going through in love for Leo in the beginning of the month? So, there may be some issues around the home. This is often you not agreeing on certain things financially with your partner. Often in search for money. And all, that's all you might be into for some of you out there. So it's like the person who has issues with being independent, not leaning on another person, and it just depends on who you might be in your situation, but that might be an issue. And this just might be the unhappy mother or the girlfriend or boyfriend that might be in the connection. So there are some issues around the home, bad communication, rent, bills not being paid, being away from the home, and just kind of being a mess. That might be an issue. So what might be the middle energy? So the middle of the month for Leo. So we got the devil showing up. That's definitely fear-based energy, attachments. Clarify the devil for Leo, middle of November. Manipulation. Just be careful. That energy is popping up again. It went away for about 2 weeks and now it's coming back again, where someone may be showing up in your life and it's to either reel you in or to kind of keep you at bay, to kind of hold you in a place where there's some kind of restriction. Now, either you do this to somebody or somebody else is doing this to you. Words being said and not following through, acting as if you are with one another and you're really not. Control tactics, telling you to do certain things and you kind of go through with it. Guilt trips, saying that you did certain things and they're not taking responsibility. Whatever it might be careful with who you might be dealing with. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, you have Capricorn, and then you have Aries showing up, and the Aries and the Earth sign, they're in reverse. So just be careful with who you might be dealing with, especially in the middle of the month. All right, now the end of the month, November 2018 for Leo. And as you approach the end of the month, you get away from that heavy drama. All right, so that's an issue. So let's see. We're gonna put these back here. So just be careful. That's a warning sign, though. November 2018 for Leo. So 10 card Celtic cross spread. Whoa. Yeah, some of you may be single, and you may have been threatened by somebody because they told you that they were single, and you kind of went through with it. And for a lot of you, it may have been, you might have been tempted to accept that person in your life, even if they have mistreated you or lied to you in some way. So there could be a move, or there could be the potential to relocate from someone that you might not really want to be around any longer or be with. So there might be an issue. Be careful of temptation or falling back into a trap with somebody who might be in it just to get close to you, control you, or manipulate you in some way, even if it's for sexual or financial matters. So let's do this again. Knight of Wands is showing up, Fool in reverse, Seven of Cups. For Leo, November 2018. If you have anything, first come towards you, your response, their response. Hidden factor outcome. Leo. Okay. So we have the Hermit, and I believe this came out for, not exactly sure. It may be Scorpio. But the Hermit is coming out stressed for sure. Some of you might be dealing with a Virgo. For some of you out there, Virgo, I'm at this. But deep contemplation about your future, and right where you really can't make a certain change or figure someone out. This is telling you to kind of turn your back and focus on something that's brighter instead of focusing on someone that kind of brings you down and brings a lot of darkness or sadness with you, I feel. And I feel, again, a lot of you may be avoiding confrontation. Taurus had that as well in that energy, so you might be dealing with a Taurus, around a Taurus. It just depends there. But I feel like getting away from something. I feel the Strength card was trying to keep composure, taking care of yourself, and not strangling somebody, even if you felt like you wanted to. The hit of everything, who's on your mind? So it's a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Whatever way this person affects you, you might not be thinking about them or feeling all that great about that particular person, especially a love interest or romantic partner. And that could be a person that is either manipulating you in some way and you're not liking it too much. Person coming towards you, that person might definitely be pushing two things. That person is wanting your attention, to feed off your attention, and not really wanting to give back what they're asking for, that kind of way. And if that's the case, be careful about that, because that can be unhealthy, and that's why the devil was showing up as well. And others of you, it's the fact that your partner might have issues with their own confidence, so they seek others out, they seek attention from other people, and they try to see if they can kind of pull others in. How attractive am I? Am I the only one? Can I just pull you in, or is there other people that I can kind of pull my way? So be mindful about that. Your energy, so that makes you feel down too. That makes you feel not at your best, maybe a bit unattractive, or feeling a bit ignored or slighted by your partner. So you have a bunch of people showing up so far already. So you might be around a lot of people this month, and whoever you might be around, they might not be or that pleasant to be around, only because sometimes you might reflect that kind of energy as well, where you mirror each other because of the frustration of what someone might be doing to you in your love relationship. So be careful that you don't take that out on your friends or family too. Down, their response. So it might be a divorce or issues around the home, not wanting to commit, moving out, a struggle around the home environment again. Now, what's stopping you and what's maybe blocking you, some of you don't literally leave that particular person. You stay connected to them, and you just stay around. You hope that things might get better in some way, but it doesn't seem to be. So you really don't bring up topics, you don't ask certain questions, you kind of just allow things to be, and you really don't move on, even if you feel like there's so much going on that you need to, but you don't do it. And we have the Knight of Cups is in reverse, so there is a lot of possessiveness, jealousy, wanting that person to be around, assuming different things. But even if you assume the right thing, even if somebody else has been treating you wrong and having these emotions come up, you still don't move away from them. I feel for some of you out there, and that might be an issue. So another energy that's coming up, another person that's coming up. So let's see advice for you this month as well. Advice for Leo for November 2018. You have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the obstacle person. Like a response energetically might be something that you might need to gain control over. You have the Ace of Wands in reverse for Leo. The Nine of Cups is a card of happiness, feeling good about yourself, joy as well. Check out the Nine of Cups. Four of Swords in reverse, and that's being obsessive about something that you would like to understand more. And let's see what this is all about here. For a few cards. Let's see messages for Leo. November 2018. It says true love. It says this is the romance of a lifetime. Some of you are moving on from somebody, but you are still having troubles with doing so. And the fact that that's happening, you're having issues with connecting with somebody who might be someone that's really for you right now. Because someone else is still in your energy. They might have a hold on you. Messages for Leo. And then unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And some of you might even question someone that you have moved on from, right? You might feel like, hey, was this love ever real? Why did we ever get into a relationship or get married? Or it doesn't mean that the connection wasn't real or that it wasn't true. It's just that sometimes these things, wear off. People fall apart. Sometimes you fall out of love. Sometimes people can be in love for the rest of their lives. It doesn't mean that it's not true, but sometimes that can be the case where someone is being false and they get into relationships because they have ulterior motives, hidden agendas. They really don't love themselves enough, and they might attach to other people to fulfill a void, and then they learn a lesson that, no, I shouldn't have done that. Just because nobody was around for me, I shouldn't have just got into a relationship with you when I knew that it wasn't really what I truly wanted, or that I wasn't true love, just like you might have been feeling for me. So that's always the question that you really have to know, feel in your heart. Do I love somebody, or do I feel a certain way from them because I want to get to them get closer to them because of a sexual attraction, or because they might be popular, or they might be do something different than my previous relationship, or what my current partner might not provide for me right now. These questions are questions that you might need to ask. So let's see, from Archangel Michael, one card from Archangel Michael for Leo for November 2018. Then we have admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. And it says, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. And that's the strength to move on from what you know in your heart you may need to move on from and separate from. We can have cycles go on and on and on, and you break up 1,000 times and you'll get back together and you feel like, hey, maybe we can work this out again. But you never truly move into something new or something that might be promising for you right now, because you're still holding on to something that's not the healthiest for you. And admitting that to yourself might be tough. Even if it's someone that's playing games, just be careful. You have to reevaluate, because it's going to be, these are general, this is not going to be for everybody, but I feel like you have to really relate that to what's going on. The Ace of Wands in reverse are energetic obstacles of another person, something that we're holding on to, things that we can remove ourselves from, but until we learn the lessons from it, it'll continue to happen over and over again. So just keep that in mind. I hope the messages did help out in some way. Tons of love, lots of light to you, tons of feeling vibes. I wish you the best, and you can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for you. Have a good one.